As 2017 comes to a close, I want to take a moment to reflect on the progress we've made this past year. It is of the utmost importance to me and to my staff that the residents of Watts, Wilmington, Harbor City, Harbor Gateway, and San Pedro see results and feel the improvement to their quality of life. Now, while we've started many projects, it's always sweeter to have a ribbon cutting than a groundbreaking, and there's no bigger ribbon cutting this year than the reopening of Machado Lake in Harbor City following a $117 million ecosystem rehabilitation project which cleaned the entire lake and the surrounding parkland. Not only do the fish and 300 species of migratory birds and other animals get a healthier home, but Angelenos get an upgraded 290-acre park in their backyard. The park is more beautiful than ever, and we plan on hosting many events there. My office recently hosted the first ever Harbor City Winter Wonderland at the park, and we're planning many more throughout the year. If you live in the harbor area and have not visited the reopening, I strongly encourage you to visit soon. In Watts, we broke ground on a $1 billion redevelopment of the Jordan Downs public housing development. The new development will double the amount of units, creating a modern neighborhood and upgraded housing. Our goal is to create a mixed-income, vibrant neighborhood. When completed, it will add at least 710 new apartments and townhomes, 9 acres of green space, and a community center. There will also be a grocery store and shops and restaurants on Alameda Street and Century Boulevard, which will be extended by a half-mile to connect Jordan Downs to the rest of the neighborhood. Nearby in Harbor Gateway, we are nearing the completion of 160 units of permanent supportive housing for formerly homeless individuals and families. While LA's homeless situation requires thousands more units, I feel proud that we're not only making plans to build more, but also bringing these units online now and taking people off the streets immediately. In 2017, we also launched the first ever Yatai Festival in Harbor Gateway, a street fair celebrating Japanese culture. The Yatai Festival includes local restaurants sharing their favorite menu items, local performances, films, and lots of community and family fun. Many thanks to our friends at the Japan Alliance for partnering with us in making the Yatai Festival so successful that we will continue it for many more years to come. In Wilmington, we've made significant progress on the design and funding of the Wilmington Town Square Park upgrade on Avalon Boulevard, and hope to have the project started and completed in 2018. This park is the center of the business district and center of community in Wilmington and deserves the modern amenities that will make it an attractive community venue for the next generation. We've hit a great stride in 2017 with the Wilmington Art Walk produced by the Avalon Arts and Culture Alliance, and the new Town Square Park will make the Art Walk and many other events so much more valuable. Waterfront development in Wilmington is progressing with the design work for the waterfront completed in 2017. The new waterfront is envisioned a seaside expanse that will radically alter the Wilmington's water edge, long dominated by industrial uses. Using Banning's Landing Community Center as the hub, the visitor-friendly venue will feature a shaded picnic pier, elevated viewpoints, a pedestrian bridge and promenade, commercial areas, and open public recreation space. Construction is expected to begin in October 2018 and will take about 2 years to complete. In San Pedro this year, we focused our efforts on Gaffey Street, specifically at the entrance to town at the end of the 110 Harbor Freeway. We added new palm trees with programmable LED lighting, a new Sister City Plaza Park, and demolished the property under the billboard at the end of the freeway as we negotiate the removal of the billboard. We have started landscaping Triangle Park at the end of the freeway and will make it accessible as soon as it's completed. These improvements will continue south on Gaffey Street as we work to create infrastructure that attracts new businesses and removes blight. Further south on Gaffey Street, we reopened the Gaffey Street Pool after it was closed for the last 25 years. LA Council approved the San Pedro and Southeast community plans in 2017, making it 2 of the first approved community plans in the city in over a decade. This plan is already working to create more density in downtown San Pedro. This new density will ensure success for current businesses and incentivize new business, creating a downtown San Pedrons deserve. In 2017, the harbor area got to experience its first CicLAvia, where streets between Wilmington and San Pedro were closed off to traffic for one day as a way to create more open space for tens of thousands of Angelenos and harbor area residents to enjoy. 2017 saw Metro Bike come to the harbor area. 11 stations along the LA waterfront from Wilmington to San Pedro make public bikes available to residents and visitors. And my entire council district, from Watts to the waterfront, was a first in the city to get Lime bikes, the dockless bike share, which complement the Metro bikes. At Altasea at the Port of Los Angeles, we broke ground on the Lacrette's Blue Economy Incubator that will attract and grow businesses connected to the ocean. In 2017, the Port of Los Angeles processed a record amount of containers, racking up the highest container volumes in its 110-year history. This year, we hosted the second annual LA Fleet Week, which has become one of the Navy's most successful fleet weeks nationwide. We stood up for port truckers and are actively going after the companies with unfair labor practices. We passed Measure P, extending port leases to 66 years, incentivizing commercial development at the LA waterfront, and passed the updated Cleaner Action Plan, which make the Port of Los Angeles a zero emissions port by 2035. In 2017, SpaceX solidified the Port of Los Angeles as a spaceport, bringing back its Falcon 9 rocket successfully 4 times. I'm hopeful that SpaceX will continue to expand its footprint at the Port of Los Angeles and become a permanent member of our community. The LA waterfront is on the rise. Elon Musk's SpaceX is here, Dr. Robert Ballard is here, Wayne Rakovich is here, and now Morton Lacrette's is here with the Lacrette's Blue Economy Incubator at Altasea. Citywide, we started repairing broken sidewalks for the first time ever, continued the $14 billion improvement at LAX, and we were awarded the 2028 Olympics. I'm always frustrated with how slow things move in LA city government. But this is by design, ensuring that processes allow all stakeholders to have a seat at the table in the decision-making of the city. Nevertheless, my staff and I do everything possible to engage in these processes in the most efficient way possible. Our city has many problems to solve. Housing is at the top of the list. Abundant housing in Los Angeles will contribute towards solving many of these issues, including homelessness, quality of life, economic growth, and more. For too many decades, our fears related to building more units have prevented us from keeping up with the population growth, creating an increasingly unaffordable housing and rental market. We need smart development that addresses residents' concerns so that we can preserve our single-family neighborhoods while increasing density in locations where it makes sense. Expensive rents are literally ruining the quality of life in Los Angeles. Millennials face skyrocketing rents and housing prices, taking them off the path toward home ownership and preventing them from being able to build a savings account because the majority of their income goes towards housing. Homeowners are seeing their quality of life diminish as more and more people cram into single-family neighborhoods. All communities are facing an increase in homelessness as more people are pushed out into the streets. To curb rising housing costs and homelessness, we have to accept the fact that the population of Los Angeles will continue to grow, people will continue to move here, and in order to accommodate the population, we simply need more housing. Otherwise, we're only hurting ourselves and our kids, both as renters and as homeowners. And to build more housing in Los Angeles, where there are very few open and easy to develop tracts of land left, we have to build denser and taller where it's appropriate. Things are never perfect, and everybody will not always agree on decisions that are being made. The best that we can do as residents is to remain engaged, speak up, and participate in this thing we call community. I want to wish each and every one of you a very happy and prosperous 2018. Happy New Year.